Success. Everyone wants it. Everyone dreams of it. It's the word we write on vision boards, the promise we whisper in silence, the goal we chase without pause. But here's what most people never say out loud. Success is not free. It demands something from you. It doesn't come wrapped in luck or handed out through wishes. It's earned. And the currency? Sacrifice. Real, raw, and often painful sacrifice. Let's be honest, most people don't fail because they lack talent. They fail because they're not willing to give up what needs to be given up. They want to rise, but not if it means giving up late nights with friends, mindless entertainment, or even their comfort zone. They say they want it, but when success comes knocking, asking for something in return time, energy, discipline, they hesitate. Because sacrifice means loss. It means trading in the now for something that may come later. And that's hard. But the truth is, every success story you admire has a hidden chapter filled with sacrifice. The champion's training in silence while the world sleeps. The entrepreneur's grinding while everyone else is partying. The artist's locked away working in isolation while others enjoy the spotlight. You don't see the pain. You don't see the lonely nights, the lost friendships, the missed birthdays. You only see the glory. But what got them there? Sacrifice. Every single time. There's no shortcut to greatness. No elevator to the top. If you want to climb, you climb with your own two hands and leave comfort behind. You must give up something to gain something greater. And the higher you want to go, the more you have to let go. That's the price. And only a few are willing to pay it. Ask yourself right now, how bad do you want it? Are you willing to sacrifice sleep? Are you willing to give up people who hold you back? Are you ready to walk alone if that's what it takes? Because that's what separates the average from the exceptional. That's what draws the line between dreamers and doers. It's not talent. It's not luck. It's the will to sacrifice. This video isn't for everyone. It's not for those looking for easy hacks or shortcuts to success. It's for the ones who are tired of excuses. The ones who are ready to trade comfort for greatness. The ones who understand that success isn't a gift, it's a reward. A reward for those willing to pay the cost in sweat, time, effort, and heart. In the next parts of this video, we'll dive into 7 powerful sacrifices every successful person makes. The ones most people run from. But if you're ready, truly ready to level up your life, then pay attention. Because this might be the most honest conversation you've ever had about success. Before we begin, I'll leave you with one question. A question only you can answer. Not with words, but with action. Not today, but every day from now on. What am I willing to give up to become the person I was born to be? Part 1. The truth no one tells you about success. Everyone talks about success like it's this beautiful destination, luxury cars, big houses, admiration, and applause. But no one talks about what it really takes to get there. The blood, the sweat, the sacrifice, the silent suffering behind closed doors. The truth is, success is not glamorous in the beginning. It's messy, it's lonely, it's exhausting. And most of all, it demands everything you're afraid to give up. While the world celebrates success, it ignores the pain that built it. People see the finished product, but never the broken pieces that came before. They see the stage, but not the grind behind the curtain. And that's the truth no one tells you. We live in a world obsessed with results, not the road. Society teaches you to chase success, but it doesn't prepare you for the cost. It doesn't warn you about the nights when you'll question your worth, the mornings you'll wake up doubting your path, or the people who'll leave you behind because your vision made them uncomfortable. Success demands sacrifices that most people aren't willing to make, and that's exactly why most people never reach it. It's not that they're not capable. It's that they aren't ready to suffer for it, to lose, to be misunderstood. To fail 1,000 times and still wake up hungry for more. There's this illusion that successful people were just lucky or born with some unfair advantage. But more often than not, their real edge was their willingness to endure what others couldn't. They showed up when no one was watching. They practiced when it wasn't fun. They sacrificed comfort for growth, fun for focus, distractions for discipline. And they did it not once or twice, but day after day, year after year, with no guarantees. That's the part most people miss: the silence, the solitude, the sacrifices. What separates winners from dreamers isn't talent or intelligence, it's the price they're willing to pay. Are you ready to wake up earlier than everyone else? Are you prepared to work when you're tired, push through when you're scared, and stay committed when results are slow? Because success won't wait for your excuses. It won't pause while you second-guess yourself. It only responds to those who are relentless, who burn bridges to their old life just to take one more step forward. This is the truth. Success will test you. It will break you. It will demand the best and worst from you. And only when you've proven that you want it more than you fear the pain only, then will it start to open its doors. So stop chasing the fantasy and start preparing for the fight, because success isn't given. It's earned, and the price is high. But for those who are willing to pay it, the reward is more than worth it. Part 2. Sacrificing Comfort, where real growth begins. Growth and comfort do not live on the same street. One demands struggle, the other offers ease. One pushes you forward, the other holds you still. And if you ever plan to become someone greater than you are right now, you must be willing to sacrifice comfort. Comfort is seductive. It whispers that you're doing enough, that you're safe, that you should stay exactly where you are. It lures you into routines, into habits that require little effort and even less courage. But comfort is the enemy of greatness. It's the soft pillow that kills potential slowly. And most people? They never make it past this trap. Real growth begins when you step outside what feels familiar. It starts the moment you choose challenge over routine, the hard path over the easy one, the gym when your body aches, the work when motivation fades, the discipline when distraction calls. Every successful person you admire once had to walk away from their comfort zone. They had to silence the inner voice that begged them to slow down, to rest, to coast. And instead, they leaned into the discomfort knowing that's where transformation lives. Comfort never builds character. It doesn't teach resilience, discipline, or patience. Those things are earned in the storm, when you're under pressure, when you're tested, when things aren't going your way. Every setback, every failure, every painful moment outside your comfort zone is shaping you into the person you're meant to become. That pain is a teacher. It's refining you. And while most people run from it, champions embrace it. They understand that the real reward isn't the trophy, it's who they become by enduring the process. Think about the greats. Athletes, entrepreneurs, artists. They didn't rise by doing what felt easy. They sacrificed their comfort on the altar of growth. They chose early mornings, long nights, and relentless repetition. They pushed through fear, doubt, and uncertainty. Not because it was fun, but because they knew greatness lives on the other side of comfort. You don't grow when everything is going well. You grow when you're challenged, stretched, and forced to adapt. That's where your true power is revealed. If you're serious about success, ask yourself what you're still clinging to for comfort. Is it sleep? Entertainment? The safety of your current circle? Because something has to go. You cannot keep your comfort zone and grow at the same time. You have to choose. Will you be the person who plays it safe, who watches others rise while you stay in the stands? Or will you be the one who steps into the arena, takes the hits, and keeps moving anyway? Sacrificing comfort isn't easy, but it's necessary. And once you make peace with discomfort, once you stop fearing the struggle, you unlock a version of yourself you didn't even know existed. A version built for greatness. A version that wins. Because success doesn't come easily. It comes to those who are willing to be uncomfortable every single day in pursuit of something greater. Part 3. Sacrificing Approval. Walking Alone. With purpose, If you're going to chase greatness, one of the first things you'll have to sacrifice is approval. The approval of friends, family, coworkers, even strangers. Because the road to success is often a lonely one, and not everyone will understand the path you're taking. Some people will criticize you. Others will distance themselves. Many will question your choices not because they're bad people, but because your growth threatens their comfort. And if you're not careful, you'll start living for their validation instead of your vision. That's the danger. That's the trap. Most people spend their lives trying to fit in, to be liked, to be accepted. They silence their ambition so they don't make others uncomfortable. They downplay their dreams just to avoid judgment. But here's the truth. You cannot please everyone and win at the same time. The more you rise, the more resistance you'll face. The more you focus, the more people will say you've changed. And they'll be right. You are changing. You're becoming who you were meant to be. And that process will offend those who are committed to staying the same. Success requires bold moves. It demands that you think differently, speak differently, and live differently. But the moment you start doing that, people will label you arrogant, obsessed, unreasonable. Let them. Because their opinion does not build your future. Your actions do. You don't need their permission. You don't need their applause. What you need is clarity about who you are, where you're going, and what you're willing to endure to get there. That clarity will give you the strength to walk alone if you have to. Some of the greatest breakthroughs in life happen in solitude. When you're no longer trying to impress, perform, or fit in, you finally have the freedom to grow. That's when your energy shifts. That's when your focus sharpens. That's when you stop wasting time trying to convince people and start investing it in becoming unshakable. Sacrificing approval doesn't mean you isolate yourself. It means you stop letting other people's opinions decide the quality of your life. It's a painful sacrifice. No one wants to feel rejected or misunderstood. But rejection is often just redirection from the life others want for you to the life you were born to live. And the people who truly love you, they'll adjust. They'll grow with you or cheer you on from a distance. But even if they don't, you keep moving, because your mission is bigger than being liked. There will be seasons when your vision demands silence, when your goals demand distance. When your future demands solitude, embrace it. Let go of the need to explain yourself. Let go of the fear of being misunderstood. And walk forward with purpose. Because in the end, success isn't about being accepted by the world. It's about accepting who you are and refusing to live a life smaller than your potential. Part 4. Sacrificing time. Investing. Instead of spending. Time is the most valuable currency you'll ever own, and the way you use it determines the life you build. But most people don't treat time like an investment. They treat it like it's disposable. They waste it scrolling, gossiping, binge-watching, waiting for someday. Then they wonder why their dreams feel distant, why their progress is slow, why life keeps passing them by. The truth is, you can't reach success by spending your time. You reach it by sacrificing it, by investing it. And that means letting go of temporary pleasures for permanent growth. Every second counts, and every minute you waste is a minute you'll never get back. The difference between those who succeed and those who stay stuck is often how they manage their time. While others sleep in, the successful are already working. While others party, they're building. While others complain, they're creating. They understand that success isn't built in one day, it's built daily. It's the result of disciplined time invested again and again, even when no one is watching. But here's the challenge. Investing your time means you have to sacrifice comfort. You'll miss birthdays, weekends, and quiet evenings. You'll skip the distractions everyone else indulges in. You'll live differently, more focused, more intentional, more purpose-driven. And people won't understand. They'll ask why you're working so hard, why you're always busy, why you never just relax. They won't see what you're building. but you will. You'll see the vision. You'll feel the hunger. And that's enough. There's a price to pay for mastery, for excellence, for greatness, and part of that price is how you use your time. Wasting time becomes a habit just like discipline does. And every time you choose rest over results, delay over decision, or comfort over commitment, you're telling your dreams they can wait. But they can't. Life moves fast. Opportunities fade, and one day you'll look back and either thank yourself or regret the time you lost. To succeed, you must stop living like time is unlimited. Start treating every hour like it matters. Start protecting your schedule like your future depends on it, because it does. Prioritize what pushes you forward. Cut out what holds you back. Not everything deserves your attention. Not every invitation deserves a yes. Learn to say no to the noise so you can say yes to your next level. Remember this: time is not just something you use, it's something you give. And the moment you decide to sacrifice it for your purpose, you begin to rise. Every morning is a chance to grow. Every night becomes a chance to reflect. You become intentional, focused, and powerful. Because you're no longer spending time, you're investing it. And like any good investment, it pays you back in ways no one else can see until you've already won. Part 5. Sacrificing sleep, work. While others dream, sleep is essential, but so is sacrifice. There comes a point in every journey to success when you must decide what matters more in the moment: an extra hour of rest or one more step toward your dream. While the world sleeps, the committed rise, not because they don't value rest, but because their hunger keeps them awake. They are fueled by a vision so strong it won't let them hit snooze. They're willing to lose sleep now to build a life they won't need to escape from later. This isn't about glorifying burnout. It's not about destroying your health for success. It's about discipline. It's about being willing to stay up later or get up earlier when it counts. It's about pushing through fatigue when passion still burns. Every great achievement has behind it countless nights where the achiever worked while others rested. They studied when their bodies begged for sleep. They created while others dreamed. They put in hours no one will ever see just to gain an inch, a breakthrough, a win, because they knew every moment mattered. You have to understand this. Your dream has a deadline. It won't wait forever. If you keep telling yourself you'll start tomorrow, you'll wake up a year from now in the exact same place, only more tired and more frustrated. And while others are resting in comfort, you must be willing to rise in discomfort. Because every minute you spend working while others sleep is a minute your future self will thank you for. The edge belongs to the obsessed, and obsession requires sacrifice. It's easy to sleep. It's hard to grind when your eyes burn and your body aches. But it's in those exact moments that champions are made. Not when everything feels good, but when quitting is an option, and you choose to keep going. That's where greatness is forged. In the hours no one claps for. In the sacrifices no one sees. In the decisions that cost you sleep but pay you success. Success doesn't care how tired you are. It doesn't pause when you're exhausted. It keeps moving, and if you want to catch it, you've got to move too. You've got to be willing to wake up earlier, stay up later, and squeeze the most out of every single hour. That's how you separate yourself from the crowd. That's how you go from average to unstoppable. Because while they're dreaming, you're doing. While they're sleeping, you're building. While they're waiting, you're rising. So, the next time you feel tired, ask yourself, what's more painful? Losing sleep or losing the life you were meant to live? Success requires sacrifice, and sometimes that sacrifice is sleep. But if you're willing to pay that price, the reward is a life most people will only ever dream of. Part 6. Sacrificing fear. Stepping into the unknown. Fear is a natural emotion, but it becomes a cage if you let it control you. Most people never realize their full potential, not because they aren't talented or capable, but because they're too afraid to take the next step. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of change, fear of the unknown. But here's the truth. Every level of your life will demand a version of you that fear is trying to hold back. If you want to become successful, you must sacrifice your fear. You must be willing to walk forward even when the ground beneath you feels uncertain. Every breakthrough you seek is sitting on the other side of fear. Success doesn't come with guarantees. It doesn't come with certainty, and that's what scares most people away. They want to be sure it will work before they commit. But growth doesn't come with guarantees. It comes with risk. You must take the leap without knowing where you'll land. You must trust yourself enough to walk into the unknown and figure it out as you go. That's where real confidence is built in movement, not in waiting. Fear will whisper lies in your ear. It will tell you that you're not ready, that you'll fail, that people will laugh, that it's safer to stay where you are. But the truth is, nothing extraordinary ever happens in the comfort zone. Every great story begins when someone chooses courage over comfort, action over anxiety, boldness over hesitation. And that choice isn't made once, it's made daily. Every time fear rises, you must meet it with purpose. You don't need to eliminate fear. You need to stop letting it lead. Feel the fear and move anyway. Doubt yourself and try anyway. Be afraid but show up anyway. That's how confidence is created. That's how mental strength is formed. When you do the thing that scares you, you strip fear of its power. And the more you face it, the weaker it becomes. Successful people are not fearless, they are brave. The difference is, they take action in spite of the fear. They understand that fear is a sign that something meaningful is on the other side. So instead of running from it, they run toward it. They use it as fuel. They see fear as a compass pointing them to the next level. And they know that playing it safe guarantees nothing but regret. You can't become who you were born to be if you stay where fear keeps you. You'll have to move without knowing the outcome. You'll have to speak when your voice shakes. You'll have to take the shot when everything in you wants to wait. But when you do, when you sacrifice your fear for your future, you become unstoppable. Not because the fear is gone, but because it no longer controls you. So ask yourself this. Is your dream bigger than your fear? Because the life you want is waiting. But to get there, you must be willing to step into the unknown boldly, imperfectly, and without looking back. Part 7. Sacrificing pleasure. Discipline. Over distraction. Success doesn't come to those who chase pleasure. It comes to those who choose discipline. In a world obsessed with instant gratification, distractions are everywhere. Social media, entertainment, parties, comfort foods, endless scrolling, they all offer quick hits of pleasure, but they steal something much greater in return: your focus, your time, your momentum. If you want to rise, you must sacrifice the temporary pleasures that pull you away from your long-term purpose. That's the difference between those who dream and those who do. It's not just about talent, it's about what you're willing to give up. Most people don't fail because of a lack of potential. They fail because they give in to distractions. They choose what feels good now over what builds greatness later. They say yes to everything but their goals. They make progress only when it's convenient. But success demands more. It requires daily commitment even when it's boring, even when it's hard, even when no one is watching. That's discipline. And discipline begins where pleasure ends. Discipline is the ability to say no when everything in you wants to say yes. It's waking up early when the bed feels too good. It's studying instead of watching TV. It's working out when you'd rather relax. And it's doing it again the next day, and the next, and the next. That repetition, that refusal to quit, that focus, that's how champions are built. Not in the spotlight, but in the shadows where sacrifice is made day after day in silence. Pleasure isn't evil, but when it becomes your priority, it becomes your prison. You start living for comfort instead of growth. You start chasing short-term highs and missing long-term impact. You say, just one more episode, just one more scroll, I'll start tomorrow, until tomorrow becomes a habit of delay. But successful people don't live like that. They treat every hour as an investment, every decision as a deposit or withdrawal from their future. And they choose discipline every time, even when it's hard. The truth is, your dreams will demand more from you than you expect. They will require sacrifice that doesn't make sense to the people around you. You'll be called obsessed, intense, maybe even crazy. Let them talk, because while they're chasing comfort, you're building a legacy. While they're indulging in distractions, you're sharpening your vision. While they're living for the moment, you're preparing for a life of meaning. Discipline isn't punishment, it's power. It's freedom. The freedom to choose your future over your feelings. The freedom to delay gratification for something far greater. The freedom to become the kind of person most only dream about. But it starts with sacrifice. You must be willing to give up the need to always feel good in the moment. Because real joy, real pride, real success, it comes later. After work, after the grind, after the fight. So the question is simple, but powerful. Are you willing to trade what feels good now for what will feel great forever? Because every time you say yes to discipline, you say yes to the life you were born to live. Part 8. Sacrificing the old you, becoming who you're meant to be. If you want success, you must be ready to say goodbye to your old self, your old habits, your old excuses. Transformation is never comfortable, because it demands that you leave behind who you've been in order to become who you're meant to be. The truth is, the person you are today will never achieve the dreams you have for tomorrow. If you want different results, you must become different. And that means sacrifice. Sacrificing your past identity, your limiting beliefs, and the safety of familiar patterns. We all cling to who we know because it feels safe. Even if that safety is holding us back, it's predictable, it's comfortable. But comfort kills potential. It suffocates growth. And if you want to rise, you must be willing to shed the old skin that no longer serves you. That means letting go of bad habits, toxic relationships, self-doubt, and the stories you tell yourself that keep you small. It means embracing change, uncertainty, and the hard work of building a new identity, one that aligns with your vision. Change is scary because it challenges everything you know about yourself. It forces you to rewrite your narrative, to question your values, and to face the unknown. But on the other side of that fear is freedom. Freedom to become the person you were always meant to be. Success is not just about what you achieve, it's about who you become in the process. And sometimes becoming that person means losing what you thought was you before. Think about every great leader, every successful entrepreneur, every champion you admire. They all went through this. They sacrificed comfort, old beliefs, and identities that no longer served their future. They made tough decisions to reinvent themselves, to learn new skills, to adapt and grow. They accepted that the journey of success is a journey of self-discovery, of letting go, and of becoming more than they ever thought possible. If you want to win, you must be willing to say, I am not who I was yesterday. You must commit to daily growth, to constant evolution, and to breaking free from the chains of your past. That's the ultimate sacrifice, the willingness to die to the old you so the new you can be born. It's painful, but necessary. Because if you hold on too tight to what was, you'll never make room for what can be. The path to success demands transformation. It demands sacrifice of the familiar so that the extraordinary can emerge. It asks you to be brave enough to let go, strong enough to keep going, and wise enough to know that your past doesn't define your future. When you sacrifice the old you unlock your true potential. You become unstoppable. So, the question is clear. Are you ready to let go of who you were, to become who you were meant to be? Because that's where your success truly begins. The price you pay for success is worth. Every sacrifice, you've heard the stories, you've seen the highlights. You know the trophies and the triumphs. But now you understand the truth behind those victories, the sacrifices, the struggles, and the silent battles that nobody talks about. Success is not magic. It's not luck. It's a choice. A series of choices made every day to give up what you want now for what you want most, to trade comfort for growth, to say no to distractions and yes to discipline, to step into fear when every instinct screams to run away, to let go of your old self so you can become your greatest self. Sacrifice is the cost of admission to a life of achievement, meaning, and purpose. It's the unseen currency that fuels every dream realized and every goal conquered. Without sacrifice, success is impossible. But here's the secret. The sacrifice isn't punishment. It's the proof that you're serious. It's the evidence that you're willing to do what most won't. And when you make that sacrifice, something powerful happens. You grow. You evolve. You become stronger, wiser, more
resilient. You build character and confidence that no easy path can ever teach. Every great success story is filled with moments of sacrifice. Moments when the choice wasn't easy, but the vision was clear. When the late nights outweighed the rest. When a no to pleasure became a yes to purpose. When walking alone was the only way forward. Those moments are the foundations of greatness. They're the price that separates those who dream from those who do. And if you're ready to embrace those moments, to face the discomfort head on, you're already on the path to becoming unstoppable. But sacrifice is not just about giving up, it's about gaining. When you sacrifice distractions, you gain focus. When you sacrifice fear, you gain courage. When you sacrifice comfort, you gain growth. When you sacrifice your old self, you gain a new identity, a stronger, more powerful version of you. The sacrifices are investments. Investments in your future, your dreams, your legacy. And like any investment, the return could be life-changing. You have a choice. You can stay where you are, comfortable but stuck. Or you can choose the road less traveled. The road that asks for sacrifice but promises transformation. The road that leads to success. It won't be easy. It won't be quick. But it will be worth it. Because the life you want, the life filled with purpose, achievement, and fulfillment, is waiting on the other side. Remember, success isn't for the faint-hearted. It's for the brave, the relentless, the disciplined. It's for those who understand that every gain requires a loss, that every victory requires sacrifice. And most importantly, it's for those who believe their dreams are bigger than their excuses. So today, I challenge you to decide. What are you willing to sacrifice? What comfort will you give up? What fears will you face? What old habits will you leave behind? Because the answers to these questions will shape your future. They will determine whether you settle or soar. The path to success is a journey of sacrifice, but it is also a journey of incredible reward. The kind of reward that changes lives, not just yours, but everyone you touch. The kind of reward that comes from knowing you gave everything you had. You paid the price, and you earned your success. Your dream deserves the sacrifice. Your future deserves the fight. And your story deserves to be told as one of triumph, courage, and relentless pursuit. So stand up, take a deep breath, and step forward with the knowledge that every sacrifice you make is a step closer to the life you were born to live. Success isn't waiting, it's calling. Will you answer?